All right, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, your caster. On the left-hand side, we're going to be having Macro Trash, and on the right, we're going to have MEI ZING. This is a heroic division matchup between these two teams. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you guys had a nice little break. I went ahead, ran out. I actually just got more water. That's really it. I got water, went to the bathroom, and just hung out in front of my computer until it was time to cast again. But let's go ahead. We're going to get into this. Game number two, actually, match number two, excuse me. Let me get this correct. Game one between these two teams, match number two. We are going to be having the coin flip was won by Amazing. So they went ahead and banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen. Volskaya Thunder was taken away by Macro Trash. Then Towers of Doom was first picked by Amazing, giving first pick, first ban over to Macro Trash. And then game two will be Braxis Holdout once again. Favorite map from the members of Macro Trash. Let's go ahead. Let's look at this draft a little bit. We're going to be going into Towers of Doom. We haven't seen this map tonight. Is there a problem with Teen Voice chat at the moment? I actually have no idea. There are some caster bugs that, or observer bugs that I was ranting about. HP from the cores not showing correctly and 2D portraits being total butts. But they fixed the heroic cooldown counter, so I'm happy with that. I think so since patch. Yeah, so we got a couple issues. That's turds. Hopefully they can put together a patch OP. Patch is OP. Decker came into the Nexus. Meme hero broke the game with me. That's good. That's good. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. Welcome to the games. We had a Garrosh first ban on the side of Macro Trash. Curious what they're going to be taking out on the side of Amazing here. Trying not to say the last team that I just casted. I like the idea of a Stukov being banned out here very early. Good point control, good zone. Lurking Arm is just absolutely obnoxious to deal with. Alright, first pick out from Macro Trash. What do they pick up here? Do they take the Maiev? Do they take the Medivh? Do they take the Malfurion? They take Hanzo. Really good poke. Phenomenal mobility as well as vision for your friendly team. The Dragon Strike is... Excuse me, Dragon Arrow, Dragon Strike. For some, the terms need to be switched. Like, it's the same thing as Taste for Blood and Sieging Wrath on Asmodan. Swap those dang names around. This is what my stream is. It's me casting and complaining about the little things in Here's the Storm that I don't like. And 2D Portraits is one of them. Let's go ahead and get this 1-2 pickup on the side of Amazing. This is going to be the day, like, when I decide to start tweeting at Blizzard daily about, like, just like, I want more caster tools and fix this thing for me. I understand that you actually want to have a proper game, so. We have a Maiev picked up first on the side of Amazing. Into Ethereal. Actually, something I don't think I've seen for the majority of the season. We might have, like, a Ethereal game that's been played. Fringe, hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming by. Welcome to my stream where I complain about the things in Here's the Storm. Now, welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. Hey! Thank you for the 69 bits. I do appreciate that. Let's get this underway. Alright, so Hanzo picked up first. I like the idea of like a Diablo and a Malfurion here. I think that could be really, really strong. Then you have some pretty good flex options, though granted, Maiev and Tyrael have really, really good mobility, so kind of shutting that down is the big thing. Screw Garrosh, no time for that. So very true. That's my personal taste. I like the Malfurion here. I think he's got great poke, and I think Diablo is a phenomenal hero to pair with that. But they're actually gonna get a Tassadar? So that's a hyper carry Hanzo then, because you still need a solo lane, you still need a main tank. I don't know if they've, I wouldn't say drafted themselves into a corner, but now I'm not sure what they're going to be picking up. Are they memeing? Are they just like, you know what? We're a heroic division meme team now. Because I did actually get to cast that last night. There was hashtag not throwing. They played a all like poison comp, and it's just a lot of heroes with poison damage. And then they played a literal all assassin comp. They had Tyrande, but we just kind of clumped them all in there together. Interesting picks, though, but that will be the Diablo being banned out. Not surprised. I did talk about my personal priority to him. At this point, though, they're going to need a healer. Stukov being taken out, Malfurion off the ooh. I was actually thinking they'd lean more into the healer, but I guess Powers of Doom, it is a fairly strong Abathur map. There are enough slots left in the draft where you can definitely pick that up, a healer and a solo laner.
I shall do what I must.
Alexstrasza will be picked up. Not a bad idea.
I'm here to help.
Jaina is going to be their mage for poke. Okay. Jaina I really like with the Ice Lance build on this map. I think it can be extremely powerful. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm reading other chats, making sure it's nothing I need to worry about here. This is yep, and that's whatever. Okay, cool. We're all set. 69 best number. I mean, if you're gonna donate, that is like the perfect amount to donate. Which I should honestly just set, like, I need to find like a specific alert for 69 bits. Just, I think that, you know, I'll make a note of that really quickly. Okay, I've got notes all over this thing. Alright, so let's go ahead, continue into this draft, as we do have the MEI of Tyrael, Alexstrasza, Jaina on the side of Amazing. Hanzo, Malfurion, Tassadar for the members of Macro Trash. I honestly think they're going to go for a main tank and their solo laner at this time. Pick up the Muradin with the Dahaka, so it will be the Hanzo with the Hyper Carry. Interesting pickup on the Tassadar. I'm curious about that. I'm assuming it's going to be an Archon Tassadar. They're going to play it a little bit more on the aggressive side. I mean, the Tassadar has phenomenal poke, and it's one of those things that it's fallen off, but I don't think he's not meta. I honestly think in this situation it works out pretty well. There's some really good poke. The shielding will be extremely impactful for the team. I think Archon will be a phenomenal asset in a team fight. Stacking also is another thing to consider. Malfurion lanes a route, you get a nice Psionic Storm onto someone, and then with the level 1 questing talent, you can have that kind of double drop down, so a lot of good poke that can come out of the Tassadar in the late game. But Leoric, oh, ew. Wrong skin. Too much meat on them bones. Because literally it should just be bones. That will be their solo laner being picked up, so we're actually going to be getting... Okay, so I like this draft between these two teams. Curious to see how it's going to be shaping up as we get into the games, but... I wonder. I honestly, I'm not sure who kind of holds this over. Between the two teams, I think the poke and the kind of slow game and the experience that they can get on the side of Macro Trash is really, really powerful, but the other thing to consider is the team fight that's offered on the side of Amazing is, to be honest, a little terrifying to me. Jaina has a lot of good setup, but this is a map where we often do see Water Elemental. 6th person in the fight, essentially. You've got some extra poke, some extra damage. I think it does benefit from the Jaina cold damage as well. Tell my 69 is the only number. Tell my husband that. Oh, that's good. Oh, thank you for thanks for that. Thanks for that laugh. Good. All right. Everything is set. We just gotta load into game number 1 here, and that's gonna be happening now that I bring it up. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this game number 1 between Macro Trash and Amazing.
Prepare yourself for
Oh snap. On the left-hand side, we are going to be having Macro Trash, with Shade going to be on the Dahaka, Stormtroopy going to be on that Hanzo, Hedgie going to be on the Tassadar, Spurbeck on the Malfurion, and Frank Jukes on the Muradin. On the right, we are going to have Amazing, with Kazan going to be on the Leoric, HZE going to be on the Maev, Lysal? Is that an L or an I? Lissai. Oh my god, I can't do it. Either way, on the Jaina, we're going to be having Nyx for Kigs on the Tyrael, and I do believe I just got stuck on that one name, so it threw me off. Do apologize. Okay, no, I missed it. Nexus is going to be on the Alexstrasza. I was like, I knew I missed someone. Ooh. Thank you for the 69 bits. I do appreciate that once again. Fringe. Let's go ahead and get into this. Yes, I do agree, Akuma. This has to be an Archon task. So we do have a little bit of a fight breaking out here. So we do have Tassadar going into the Psionic Storm questing talent at level 1. I do not remember. Psion Fusion. It's been a while since I've actually casted a Tassadar. We are going to be having Murden with the Stormbolt questing talent at level 1, so just that extra damage is going to be out as well from Frank Jukes. We are going to be having Redemption from the Hanzo. The Hawk are going to be going into the Brush Stalker Essence. I cannot remember. Enhanced Agility. It's just like the definition of what it does. Tass isn't meta. Amazing wins it. Oh, that's a bold claim. That is a bold, bold, bold claim. Although going to be going into Leoric. There should be a Wraith Walk at this time. That is a whole lot of damage going out, but Hazen won't be falling at this time. Meanwhile, though, in this bottom lane, we are going to be having a couple of the members from Amazing going ahead and grabbing their own camp while we have Macro Trash doing the exact same thing. Shenanigans, thank you for that, host. I do appreciate that. It works in specific comps. Not sure if this is one. I don't know. I mean, I gotta say, on Towers of Doom, it feels like he's going to work. It's just we haven't seen him, so there's some doubt. Sorry about making that chat. Sorry about not making the... Oh, no, you can make the chat unclassy with 69 donation bits. Do not worry about that. I don't mind that at all. But let's go ahead and get into this. Shade and Kazin going to be just going back and forth in this top lane. Okay. We'll see if they pull that out. A little bit of a brawl happening down in this bottom lane. Frank Juke's going to be on this Jaina. Just back and forth. No fight. I'm waiting with kind of like bated breath here. Doesn't look like we're going to be having a fight, as we do have Hedgie going into Nukes for Kids in this mid lane. So far, I honestly do got to say the lanes are fairly even. We do have Shade almost getting that drag onto Kaze in there. Could have been a little detrimental, as we do have the Stormbolt going to be going out onto HZE. They are going to be getting the blink over and out. A little bit of poke going to be coming out from Stormtroopy onto Lint next and HZE. Lysael. Lysael? No, because that's an L at the end. I don't know why. Lys AI. Lys AI? We'll go for that. Gonna be going ahead and hardening back with the rest of the team. I get stuck on some of these names. It's just, I look at them just like, it doesn't make any sense, and then someone says it, and I'm like, oh, of course. All right, this is going to be Nukes for Kids, not in the best spot. Going to be getting that Eldruin's Might in. Not going to be utilizing it just yet. Probably going to let it just go as Nukes for Kids gets healed up, but going to be taking quite a bit of damage right away, and actually going to be falling quite low. That will be Tyrael falling. First kill of the game going over to the members of Macro Trash, but a response coming out from Amazing with the trait from Tyrael. Top right was grabbed by the Leoric and Maev as they rotate down. Spurbeck and Frank Juice trying to delay this out as long as possible. Shade going to be getting that brush talk in. Looking for the Jaina, not going to be happening at this time. It looks like the Umpo Bind going on to a couple of members. Didn't look like it actually got the pull, but they will continue to stall this out. Cass has been seeing 4 matches since the balance patch. Ooh. Now, what's that win rate, though? All right, we are going to be having this bottom lane still active between these two teams. It looks like it will be a full 5-man invade between the two, as Shade's going to be coming down here, looking to maybe get a drag onto someone a little bit on the squishier side. Not going to be happening, and actually getting quite low themselves. HZE going to be diving in, getting the Umbro Bind. That will be stasis used. The rest of the team will collapse. There will be the shielding from Tassadar, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as the drag did not connect onto any of the members there. That will be Dahaka falling first, and this HCE will go ahead and work their way over, grab the altar, and that will be a total of 8 shots going over in favor for the members of Amazing, as Macro Trash only deal 4. I have to go back. That Maev is just going to get health once again. The rest of the team going to be going ahead and just working on this camp. Macro Trash not going to be responding, as they do need to clear up their bottom lane. 7's achieved for them as well. Fairly even in experience. A little bit in favor for the members of Amazing, as a couple of members do have to go back at this time. Only 2 in this bottom. The other thing to note really quickly too is that boss has now just become available. That is something that is on the table for these teams to potentially get. Shade just going to be playing this safe. Hazen not going to be going in just yet. The rest of the team, HCE, going to be getting a pull onto actually 2 of the members here. Stormtroopy doesn't really have an out, actually going to be getting over that wall just fine. Gonna scout this out with the Sonic Arrow. No one coming for that chase or flank. It looks like we do go ahead and a little bit of poke between these. They're going to try and work these Pumpkin Sappers up into the lane, but they want to try and burn these down as quickly as possible. There's only one left. It will get the charge, and that will be some damage going out onto the fort. Meanwhile, Jaina going to be dropping that Blizzard down as well. Nem Avenger, hey, how is it going? Thank you for swinging by. You have a rotation out from Hedgie coming into this bottom lane. Oh, and that Sonic Arrow into HD, that connection right there. I've played not a whole lot of Hanzo. I'd say like a good chunk of Hanzo. This is the one thing that I always like. I throw out a Sonic Arrow. I'm like, huh? Oh, am I gonna do it? No, I never do it. But it always feels pretty good. It's probably Lissai. Thank you, Lissai. We'll just go with that. Actually, that makes a lot of sense now that I look at it. It's one of those things. It's like the moment someone says this to me, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's another good Sonic Arrow. As we go ahead and have this little bit of a brawl. Maev does have that blink available. Stormtroopy not going to get pulled in by the Umbral Bind, but still had that connection, so had to play within there. Shade gonna come in, miss the drag. Frank Juke's not in the best spot, gonna have to get that Dwarf Toss right out there as Alexstrasza in this dragon form is quite a lot to deal with. Murden will be falling in this situation. I don't think they're gonna be able to contest this as Nukes for Kids goes out on that Tyrael. Poke gonna be coming out from Tassadar. There was the burrow out from Shade. Maev gonna have that blink available, not going to be going ahead and utilizing that as they do get the capture onto this. Meanwhile, though, in bottom, they did feed these Pumpkin Sappers in, open this up a little bit more for themselves on the side of Macro Trash. And the one thing is 20%. Oh, he has 22% popularity since Alexstrasza and drops as low as about 15% as time has gone on. That just makes him more niche, and that makes him harder to play against. That is my counter argument to that, Akuma. But I do see your point. I mean, it is, statistically, you look for stronger heroes, but at this time we are going to be having Maya falling extremely low. Warden's Cage not getting the value they were looking for, as it looks like they aren't going to be going in any further. Frank Jukes is trying to take a little bit of a fight here. Stormtroopy a little bit low. Continuing to aggress onto this. Lasai not actually falling extremely low themselves. Gonna get that healing out from the Alexstrasza, at least on the point circle, but that will be Hanzo falling at this time. Frank Jukes a little bit low, gonna have to pop that Avatar form. And I didn't even notice that 10s were achieved. Gonna have to get that Dwarf Toss out. The Dragon form going to become, the Cleansing Flame coming out from the Alexstrasza. We also do have the Water Elemental, or I guess the Snowman Elemental from the Jaina. So let's quickly talk about level 10 talents as I get tongue-tied here. And actually, Shade doing the same thing with the tongue, or at least getting it tied around the Leoric there. Gonna pull them a little bit closer. We do have that Archon form from the Tassadar. Murden did go into the Avatar form themselves. We do have the Twilight Dream from the Malfurion, Dragon Arrow from Hanzo, and the... Oh god, I always confuse the two. That's Isolation, yes. Adaptation looks a little different, but they're both kind of greenish blue. And then on the other hand, we're gonna have the Cleansing Flame from the Alexstrasza, Warden Cage from the Maev, Water Elemental from the Jaina, Entomb from the Leoric, and Sanctification from Nukes for Kids as Nukes for Kids starts to get in this battle here. The Maev actually pulling Frank Jukes out of that Blizzard. They go ahead and trade out shots. It is 32-24 at this time. Meanwhile, though, in bottom, Hazen trying to push into Shade a little bit here. Not going to be working. Tassadar, bye-bye. Protoss meta is in. Excuse me. I read that bye-bye. Baby. Actually, it's baby. Thank you, Swoop. How you doing? Thanks for coming by. As we do have Spurback, Frank Jukes, and Stormtroopy going to be working on this camp. Meanwhile, in top lane, a couple of the members going to be grabbing their own and pushing this into top. Now, the one thing I want to talk about really, really quickly is the prioritization of bottom lane. I personally think that it is a extremely important lane to hold over and make sure that you always kind of have pressure in. Do you currently have Dahaka going in here, just making sure that, one, getting more of that essence collected, and two, just getting that talent finished a little bit more. That rotational speed is huge for Dahaka on a map like this. We do just have the rotation coming out from the members of Amazing. They're going to want to clear out this camp, and they do that very quickly here, not even letting it get past the halfway mark. Overall, fairly even game, a little bit more in favor at this time, experience-wise, for the members of Amazing. Now, there is there is a 8-point difference between these two teams. Bottom lane altar, and this is the one thing I want to talk about bottom lane. If you can hold over bottom lane, rotating into this bottom altar is extremely difficult because for your team to actually come in through this lane, Hanzo Arrow barely misses. They do back off though. Water Elemental does come out. Roots come out from the Malfurion. They start to burn down the Water Elemental. That will be down for the next 52 seconds here. I did say he was niche, though. Frank Juke's going to be diving in. Lintic's going to be going ahead and trying to get the cap. That won't be happening as they start this brawl. And Jaina going to be poking out. The Sanctification comes out as well. Cleansing Flame from the Alexstrasza heal up the team, as the rest of the members are going to need to back out a little bit here. Stormtrooper going to have to back off. We do currently have a little bit of a fight between Hedgie and Kaizen, as they did use the Warden's Cage, but that will be Maya falling. Frank Jukes might be the next one. Tyrael actually going to be the next, actually. And we have Frank Juke so low. Stormtrooper so low as well. They get the root onto the Leoric, but at this time with the Dahaka so low and so many members, they actually... Oh, Shade getting that tongue and just delaying it out. Dahaka will be falling here, but they move right back in. Lintic's going to be falling so low. Dragon Form going to be ending. Frank Juke's going to be getting that Dwarf Toss over, getting a couple autos in, and that will be the death of Alexstrasza here, as Jaina will be the next one to fall. Kaizen going to be on top of that death pool. All 5 members going to be wiped here. They go ahead and they grab this bottom altar, and 4 more shots are put onto the core of Amazing, as it looks like they'll go ahead and just take away this camp. Oof. Baby. See, I always go for the I don't know if you ever listen to the Magic Tavern. There's a character in there called Chunt, and he is a talking badger who goes, you know, ABB, and so it's, yeah. Definitely something that has stuck with me and a lot of my friends. But at this point, they're going to be holding over bottom lane on the side of Macrotrash, pushing this in a little bit. HCE going to be getting a pull into a couple of the members. Frank Juke's going to be getting that pulled in quite far there. There was the kind of the zoning group to kind of stop them. Doesn't look like they got the picks that they were looking for, but once again, Shade in that top lane getting that split soak. And also from that last team fight, I do want to note that there is a bottom level deficit between the two teams. 16s being in favor for the members of Macrotrash. Not too far away on the side of Amazing, but at the same time you have to consider the altar phase. I think it's like a minute away at this point, so they definitely can soak for it, but you can see that they're going to play this a little bit... Excuse me. They are going to play this a little bit safer. They don't want to give up too much at this time. They don't want to stagger a death, especially now that there's definitely an altar phase starting in the next 22 seconds. Members of the team look like they're going to prioritize top. Actually, they're going to take boss. Hanzo did take the level 4 splintered arrow, correct? Serrated. Close. You're going to be taking that serrated arrow, and you can see the chunking that will come out. They actually burned down this boss fairly quickly. They go ahead, and they're going to be working on to this bottom fort. Meanwhile, Hanzo already getting the cap onto this. Did they get the cap in time? Did they get 4 shots or 3? It is converted over in time. They go ahead and only get 3 shots onto the core of Amazing, but that means they also had the boss there, so that's 7. They ended up getting 10 shots in total to the 5 from Amazing. Now, granted, that is quite a bit, but the other thing to consider here is that boss was taken off the table. Granted, bottom is, you know, in favor for the members of Amazing as they start to rotate up here. That was a hell of a team fight. Yes, it is. I am not loving Tess now. Has Vala Syndrome. Health is just so... Oh? So 12? I don't know. Vala Syndrome feels bad. Alright, I gotta stop reading what you guys are saying because we are going to be getting into another fight here, as there was the zone coming out from Nukes for Kids with the... Oh, a huge Hanzo arrow going to be coming out, getting 2 stuns there. We have Maya diving in. We have the Alexstrasza going into the Dragon Form, and into the Cleansing Flame. The Sanctification was just used. Pole going to be going out into Frank Jukes, gets that Dwarf Toss out, but that will be Spurbeck falling at this time. And Tomb going to be going onto Frank Jukes. He has no out at this time. That will be Murden getting smooshed into the wall. Dragon Form now coming out from Linux. Not going to be utilized, at least in the capacity for more deaths, but going to be looking to siege up with this a little bit more. Definitely going to be having that bigger healing circle. Or Demon Hunter just needs a little bit more HP, please. This is the stream to come. Tell Blizzard all of your complaints, because that's what I do. That was an average team fight. That will be mid, though, grabbed in favor for the members of Amazing. Now, it is 19 to 18 in core health. It's fair in that sense, but here's the thing to consider. 2 to 6 in core shots. The next fire from this could pull the members of Macrotrash down to 7 core HP. That's a lot. Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to contest this. Sorry, I'm watching minimap and the rest of these teams. So mid is left, bottom is still uncapped. Sai is actually going for the cap. It looks like Dahaka went ahead and got the isolation that will be separated from the rest of the team. They are starting to fight this out. Hedgie did jump into the Archon form. Shade a little bit low, going to get to that Burrow form as Sai is going to be getting out of here with just a little bit of health. The Umbral Bind will be connecting onto Shade as it looks like they changed targets. That will be Jaina falling at this time. Currently going to have a little bit of a split fight as Stormtrooper falling a little bit low. That will be Tyrael falling in that top area. As in bottom, we have Frank Juke zoning away 3 of these members. It is currently only 2 to 6 in core shots, and it looks like they're okay with that. Meanwhile, though, these 3 pumpkin sappers will be getting fed in. That will be taking their core health down a little bit, and they actually went ahead and snuck out 6 shots in this bottom lane, so they ended up taking 9 out of the 12 that, you know, we were talking about a little bit here, and that's a huge play for the members of Amazing, pulling this core health down by 9 points. I gotta say, though, with the 2 kills, that will open up an opportunity for the members of Macro Trash to maybe move in a little bit further. Frank Jukes is looking for the fight as Shade is going to be following up as well. There isn't, not going to be connecting with the tongue there as Raisin is falling a little bit low. That should be enough autos for the tongue there. Alex Straza popping into that Cleansing Flame, trying to keep the Leoric alive, but it won't be enough as the the Wraithwalk was used. Meanwhile, though, and top really quickly, this has stacked up quite a bit. Look for them to go ahead, maybe utilize their Dahaka in that situation, as they do see the majority of the teammates rotating down to this bottom lane. They want to go ahead and kind of do the same thing that was done to them as this bottom keep is available. A little fun fact: once that center teleport pops up, all the keep scales up. All the forts scale up to keep health and damage. It's their way of kind of scaling all the buildings throughout the game. But at this time, we do have Burrow in from Shade. We do have a huge amount of damage coming out. Sound's going to be coming out from Spurbeck at this time. I don't think it connected onto anyone, but there will be 2 more members falling. And I think they set their sights onto this bottom lane keep. I don't think they go and take the mid. I don't think it's been opened. Oh, they could if they really wanted to. It's 12 seconds on this. Boss isn't up for, I think, another minute or so. 30 seconds. They're going to go ahead and just get these sappers in, probably feed these into bottom while maybe 1 member is going to be capping this. Fun fact, every pro Jaina and every pro match has picked Icy Veins since Iceblock was removed at level 13, except KO one time, Blizzard Range Increased Talent was picked. It was an old Temple Storm roster 2 years ago. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you. I never get little like tidbits of that. Thank you so much for that, John Knight. I really appreciate that info. We are going to be having Shade, though, as I was saying, trying to feed this in. That was greedy, and the sappers are about to go in. Oh. Tyrael going to be dropping out at this time. Let's go ahead and pull this away. All right. Let's look at some talents here. All right, we didn't talk about 20s. And that was actually just achieved by the members of Macro Trash. So they did have the upgrade to Archon. Oh, we're already ready. Rewind, Lifeborn, play it again, of course, and Contagion. Okay. We're just going to get it ready out from the other team, and then we're going to get back into this game. Okay. Let me make sure I'm on the right channel. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I meant to hit pause break, and I hit enter instead because my fingers, I don't know why I do it with 2 hands. Either way, let's go. I even showed it to my video camera as if you guys were seeing me still. I changed scenes. You guys did not see that. Either way, they literally did the exact same thing, and they're going to go ahead and move on to boss at this time. A little risky, and I think they know that. They're just going to posture around it. Nope. Frank Dukes goes ahead and starts it. I do think that they saw a couple of the members go for that bottom clear onto this keep. Meanwhile, though, they're going to need to send someone up into this top lane really quickly to deal with this. That is going to be the Burrow from the Dahaka. Should be able to go ahead and take that really quickly, as boss is going to be picked up in favor for the members of Macro Trash, taking the core health down a little bit more. 10-7. This is getting really intense. Fantastic play by Dahaka. Great skill shot. I gotta say, yeah, that the isolation that set up quite a bit. Meanwhile, though, in bottom, looks like the members of Amazing want to go ahead and just even up the core shots. Take it down to only 4 instead of the 5 that will be, well, getting shot out. This time it also looks like we are going to be having the top lane getting pushed in, so they want to go ahead and open this up and just kind of push it right back to 5. Also, not be taking potentially 4 themselves if they do lose out on this fight. They have dedicated a lot to this top lane, and I worry about that because here's the thing. Bottom's already available. They have to give this. They don't have an in for this. I don't know why. I don't understand that play. So it's evened up either way. 7-7. Boss is off the table, I think, for another 2 minutes. Excuse me, 3 minutes and 50. We've got a while before boss. Won't be till about 24 minutes into the game. Bottom going to be cleared out. Mid's going to be cleared out. And it's getting to that point in this game. The fact that you always pick Icy Vein and White Pros preach it. Ooh, that's the reason why? Okay. We are going to be having a rotation out from the members of Macro Trash. Going to be going ahead and grabbing this Sapper Camp. The left side isn't available for another minute and a half here, as we do have the top getting cleared out. What's Icy Veins? Let me go ahead and just get to this bottom. I'll just go ahead and let you... Jesus. You talk about Frosted Fingers? Reduces cooldowns. Yeah. I was just like, wait, Icy Veins, Frosted Fingers. Hold on a minute. Had to step away. What did I miss? Some crazy back and forths. We do currently have the... it's just been evened out, but here's the thing. 3 sappers went over. This is technically a win condition for the members of Macro Trash, as we do have a double altar face popping up next. It's 23 to 21. We do have an Umbral Vine going to be going out. There will be no connection from Shade. Frank Juke's a little bit low. Going to have to pop that Avatar farm. Not going to be able to get out of here. There is the silence from the 20 upgrade. Hanzo Arrow going to be coming out. Play it again, or play of the game. But they melt Leoric in this situation. Silence going to be going out onto Nukes for Kids. That will be the kill onto them as well. Umbral Vine not going to be connecting. Tyrael going to get that trait value, but unfortunately not going to be getting the kill, as we have the Malfurion going into the ice block. The healing will be there, but I don't know will be enough. That will be Malfurion falling in the situation. So many of the members low, as Shade goes ahead and gets the kill onto Alexstrasza. Lasai is the only one left. And it looks like Frank Jukes will be finishing this out. They go ahead and they actually chase Lasai. Shade not going to be connecting with that tongue, but that will be game number 1 going over to Macro Trash. GG, well played. Let's go ahead and get into this. Game number 2. Gonna be on Braxis holdout. But yeah, no, I've started streaming this like semi-serious in January? No. I want to say like July. I think July I got like affiliated. I think June is when I started like casting hardcore. A lot of Chair League. Like it's when I started this schedule of doing Monday through Thursday casting as much as possible. I would pick up scrims between master level teams and then cast those, and then sit in a chat room and then have them tell me everything that I just didn't understand. And here we are now, 450 followers later. Thank you guys so much. I really gotta say, like, I really do appreciate all the follows, all the support. It means so much to me, and to be almost doing this for a year now and just continually getting support and feedback, and just it means a lot to me. And I just really want to thank you guys for coming out and supporting and following and donating. Kriv, thank you for the 500 bits. Dear Lord, thank you. No soleitis. Thank you. It's a term that we discovered earlier, where you're born without a soul, and well, I'm a ginger. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into this draft. On the left-hand side, we do have Macro Trash up 1 game, and on the right, we're going to have Amazing. Macro Trash going to be banning out that Stukov, not wanting to deal with that on Braxis holdout. Very point control map, extremely beneficial. The other thing too, Hanzo, they don't really want to deal with that arrow, the poke damage, the vision he offers. Not going to be taking it, but they do first pick the Junkrat. Interesting to me to so highly prioritize the Junkrat. Now, the displacement is extremely powerful with the concussion mine, but the only thing is, I don't know, it feels a little early. Either way, they're going to go ahead and grab the Malfurion. I personally say you grab Diablo with this Malfurion or the Garrosh. I think you either... That's my 2 cents right here. If you're doing this... Okay. They're going to be grabbing the Joanna. They see something I don't. Though I will say this, the Indestructible will be extremely powerful to make sure that the concussion mine doesn't actually separate that tank into the backline or even into the enemy's backline because Joanna won't be doing too much damage. They just turn around and collapse. That'll be it. I do like the grab there to kind of deal with that potential. The other thing too is Joanna's like she's a tank, yes, but she's actually like a literal tank on top of that because she's just so strong, especially on these point control maps. The sustain that she has, or I guess sustain isn't the right word, but the overall just the length you can just stand in one spot and take damage as a Joanna is quite a bit. I guess that's a long way of saying it. Either way, the 2-3 pick before we go into the ban phase on the side of a MEI ZING. Also, why wasn't... And to top it off, you casted Open Division, and you did good that too. Oh, thank you, John Knight. I appreciate that. Yeah, that is actually that was a huge that was a huge milestone for me. Tyrael and Alex Strauss are going to be grabbed. Alex Strauss is extremely powerful for, once again, point control. They're going 100% control on this map. Junkrat, Alex Strauss, Tyrael. I think they might need to find some sort of aggression into this on the side of Macro Trash. But we're going to go into this ban phase. Looking at the draft of MEI ZING, they're going to need a solo laner. They're also going to need some extra damage on top of that Junkrat. No, I gotta say, like, I keep jumping off from draft, but the one thing I gotta say is, casting the Open Division, that was like a huge milestone for me. I was invited to cast the opening one with Halloran, which, to be honest, he's the guy that I actually like was inspired to cast with. I mean, back when I used to play in Cheer League, he was just up and coming, and I remember when people were like, "Oh my god, like, Halloran's gonna cast someone's match." So like, it was such an honor to cast the opening of the Open Division on the Heroes Hype channel with Halloran, who basically inspired me to do this and push myself, work hard at this and understand the game better and better and absorb this into my life quite a bit. Being new to the whole competitive scene and NGS, all this, I'm more pleased with the amount of effort and love that people put in the whole league. No, it's like the league, it's so strong. For a community league to be this big, it's reporting tax for bad spurring. No, it's the support you guys give. It's the community itself. I mean, yeah, the casters, we show up, we grab games, we do this, but like it's you guys. Like I always come back because like the best feeling on earth is having, people in Twitch chat cheering and talking and getting excited about these games. And that's the one thing that I always wanted to do was build a platform in which I can make players I can showcase players like skills, and I'm happy that you guys are here doing all that. Let's stop talking about all that stuff. Let's go. Don't quit, Tax. All right, so ban phase over. Maiev going to be taken off the table from the members of Macro Trash. Dahaka going to be the same on the other side. 2 actual bans. They are map specific, but I will say this, that it is they were picked up by Macro Trash in the last game. Definitely don't want to deal with it here. Also, no Garrosh. That is actually quite interesting that Garrosh has made it this far into the draft. Very interesting. Not really prioritized here too much, as we do have this 3-4 pick on the side of Macro Trash. They're... Okay, all right. Surprised you weren't drafted into dorm casting this year, to be honest. You should next year, to be honest. John Knight, I would kill to do dorm casting. That would be like the biggest step in my casting career. I mean, right now I just do this in my house. Like I couldn't imagine. Like I've actually had other friends say that to me too, and I'm just like, no. But like, it's scary, but like it's scary and terrifying and exciting, all wrapped up into a delicious like dorm burrito. I'm actually gonna go, so if anyone's gonna be at dorms, let me know, or at least come up and say hi. I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and then I fly back out Sunday. Or yeah, I'm only there for like just pretty much dorm. I didn't take any extra time off of work. And I have like a whirlwind of friends that I need to see as well. But Chromie gonna be grabbed. I really like this. The main reason they can grab it so early in their draft is there is no obvious cleanse coming out from the members of Amazing, and they don't really have anything to deal with a potential temporal loop. So I'm quite excited about that. Genji, we did see some nerfs come in. There is no reset from Yo, Honk Hunter, thank you for the sub. I do appreciate that. I never know what to say when people sub, but just thank you so much for that support. That feels amazing. Thank you. All right. Junkrat for the solo lane? No, Thrall can be in the solo lane. I just like the idea of Crash Lightning in a 4-man. But they're going to go ahead and grab the Li Ming, so... Okay. The resets could be huge for them. Junkrat has some good control. That is probably going to be the 4-man right now for Macro Trash. They're going to flex on their solo laner. I don't know why I'm blanking on that name. What do we get in this last slot? Afirian, Joanna. We need it has to be a solo laner. Do they try to maybe overpower the Junkrat? Or do they maybe play a more of a brawly sense? I personally, I like the Malthael here. I really like the idea of a Malthael. Last rights on so many squishy targets will be huge for them. I don't really think they don't have much to deal with it. Granted, this percentile based. That's gotta be the Blaze. I think this is a really... Let me play Garrosh for them. I'll make them in every game Kappa. I mean, tryouts are as open. No, I'm not gonna put up a team like that. I'm actually kind of surprised that Garrosh made it all the way through this draft without really any prioritization. Granted, though, tanks were grabbed before the ban phase even went through. Oh, interesting names on some heroes. Let's go ahead and let's get into this. Very exciting. Scary and exciting sounds like playing in a streamed match. John Knight, like, that was one of the reasons I actually started switching over into casting is playing in a competitive setting. Like, I'm not the kind of person who likes to play in that level of competitive setting. Like, I would get so anxious, and like I played TLV once, and I was just like, I remember we finished the game, and I told my teammates, I was like, I'm done for the night. Like, I was literally like, I had like acid in the back of my throat, like stomach acid. I was just like so nervous and felt so pressured in a casted game, especially playing Lost Vikings too. Either way, let's go ahead and get into this game number 2 between Macro Trash and Amazing. All right, on the left-hand side, we are going to be having Macro Trash with Shade on that Blaze. Stormtrooper going to be on the Chromie, Spurbeck going to be playing that Malfurion, Frank Juke's going to be on the Joanna, and Hedgie on that Genji. On the right-hand side, we are going to be having Amazing, with Kaizen going to be playing the Thrall. In bottom lane, we're going to having Lasai going to be on the Li Ming, Litnick's going to be on the Alexstrasza, HCE going to be on that Junkrat, and Nukes for Kids, once again, on that Tyrael. Oh, and I managed to click on it here already. Let's go ahead and get into this, as we do have bottom lane, 4-man. Okay, so they do put the Thrall in the top lane, and they're going to go for the Echoed. It makes sense. You have the Time Trap going to be going out onto, not Amazing, Li Ming. Going to go ahead and have the teleport right out of there. But either way, we get right into this, as this is going to be kind of just a back and forth in this bottom lane. Level 1 talents, we don't see anything different yet for the Genji. Still going to be going into, I believe, the Swift as the Wind upgrade. Now, there was an upgrade for the, there was a change to the way Dragon Blade works. I believe there is no dash reset after a kill with Dragon Blade, if I'm remembering that correctly. It's a pretty big thing, honestly, for him. But a little bit of a health buff, a little bit of a bunch of damage going on to HCE and Litnick's. What webcam do I use? I think all my stream stuff is actually listed underneath, but I can let you know after the game. I think I did update all my stream information for like my hardware setup underneath my information section at the bottom of the stream page. If not, remind me after the game. I'll answer that. Sorry. Currently just have Shade going into Kaizen at this time in top lane. Hedgie made the rotation through mid, and that was the one thing I didn't really talk about too much in draft, is the mobility that you get with Genji. And the other thing too is the burn onto the boss that you can potentially take. Joanna going to go ahead and pop that Iron Skin and get right out of there. Poke going to be coming out from HZE at this time. Not going to be anything that's going to be worrisome for the members of Macro Trash as the beacons are activating. Thrall going to be versing that Blaze still on top, but Blaze holding that over. Meanwhile, though, in bottom, Genji just sitting in this kind of sad corner with this sad mouth. We're going to be going onto this Junkrat as they do get the condemn onto HZE. The Slowby there as well. Blind going to be on top of that. Just going to be trying to get a little bit of burst onto HZE, but unfortunately, Johanna doesn't really offer that. Frank Duke's going to be jumping onto this point, though, at this time. Going to get some healing out from Malfurion. A little bit of poke out. Hedgie still waiting for someone to be just a little bit low, maybe to dive in and get that last little bit of damage needed. Nukes for Kids so extremely low, going to be going over this gate. That will be 4s achieved for both teams, and also beacons will be grabbed for the members of Macro Trash here, as it looks like they will be holding this out. Meanwhile, though, Hedgie is still going to be just scouting this out. So the burn onto the boss is big. The other thing, too, is that you have the dash and also the agility with the ability to kind of front flip over the wall there. So just an ability to kind of just rotate through mid without problem, and then maybe even go into that top lane for a potential gank if needed. And also being able to kind of play around in this situation, as you already see. Going to jump over the wall, going to be getting some poke in onto a couple of these guys. The Junkrat Mine will go ahead and knock them out of position, but HZE falling so low, under 50 health, able to get out of there. Little worried, though, but that will be Tyrael falling. First kill of the game going over to Macro Trash as they go ahead and continue to get the charge onto these beacons. Kaizen going to be starting to stall this out, but Blaze once again going to be holding this over. That will be the first Zerg wave going in favor for Macro Trash into this bottom lane as Alexstrasza gets some healing out for the friendly team. They're trying to open this up a little bit further. They want to try and get as much value with this first Zerg wave as possible. Genji diving into that backline. HZE falling once again so low. About 230 there, I think I did see. Gonna still have to play this from the backline once again. Actually going to be Hearthing at this time. But that's a big asset for them to go ahead and pull off the table. The other thing I just wanted to note really quickly, and I'm kind of thinking back to it, I don't think Gul'dan was banned out or picked up in this draft. Like, it's Brax's holdout. I feel like Gul'dan always has a place here. Either way, Li Ming going to get some great poke damage into a couple of these guys and knocking a couple members so very, very low. Chromie going to be dumping sand onto the Alexstrasza at this time, and it looks like they go ahead and back off. They open up the gate. They won't be getting the fort, but they definitely get a little bit of an experience advantage as Frank Jukes needs to Hearth back at this time. Stormtrooper just going to be going ahead and making sure they dodge out those Junkrat grenades, and I'm just looking at talents at this point just to try and see if there's anything that's too out of the ordinary. Blaze actually going to get sidestepped there coming into the tower, but there is the wave in favor for him. Also going to be popping the adrenaline boost. Getting Kaizen so low here. Not going to be getting the kill though. Staying down though. Has a little bit of self-healing. But Blaze is just so much more beefy. Hedgie going to be coming up at this time. Going to be trying to bait them out a little bit here. I don't think Kaizen saw them. Dash will be going out. There will be the deflect that will be utilizing... I was going to say, going to be utilizing the 3 tower shots to go ahead and reflect that onto the Thrall, but it did not time out in favor for that Genji. As we do currently have a rotation of members. They're actually going to go ahead and steal away the siege camp. Li Ming did rotate through. Go ahead and check boss. 7-7 at this time. Well, 8-7, however you want to look at it. But they go ahead and rotate into bottom lane, getting the clear onto this camp. And looks like they'll kind of do the same thing on the side of MEI ZING. And I gotta say, it's a nice kind of slow play between this. I'm looking around the map and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Doesn't look like they're going to be diving in on the shade. Goes ahead and just gets that jet propulsion out. While the rest of the members, they see that there is a 4-man in top, or at least quite a few, but that will be the time trap going out into HZE, and that will be the kill. And that's exactly what I was talking about in draft. They picked up that Alexstrasza so early, and this is actually... This is actually something one of my friends who's a support main complains about all the time. Whenever we're in draft, I'm like, oh yeah, just grab Alexstrasza because you're strong on her. I don't want them to get it before you. He's like, but dude, if I grab it this early, they go ahead and pick up Kael'thas or Gul'dan. Like, they pick up something and just dump damage onto anytime I heal. And that's the truth. The other thing too is there isn't a cleanse available, so that temporal loop isn't going to be interrupted ever. There isn't anything to kind of stop it. Typically, you know, in the past we've seen some Blaze pickups because of the fact that you can drop bunker, jump in there, and that mitigates all sort of, you know, poison damage, any sort of damage over time. But that will be hedgy on this bottom point, getting pushed off. Meanwhile, though, in top, they did get a little bit extra charge. The other thing to consider, though, 9 and like a fraction for the members of Macro Trash, as Amazing just hits 9 themselves. They warn each other they're in danger, and I think they back off of this. They do not want to take a 10 fight, though Thrall will stall this out in top lane, allowing them to get, I think, like 2 more %. Time Trap going to be going out from the Chromie. Hedgie already rotating up with the Chromie. Going to go ahead and actually take an aggressive... Oh, they do scout out Frank Jukes in this rotation. I think they already know what's going to be coming their way. Start to poke out with the Junkrat, and they don't want to take a fight. Now, the other thing to note, Dragon Blade being picked up from the Genji, Twilight Dream from the Malfurion, Temporal Loop from the Chromie, as we did note, Blessed Shield out from that Joanna, and we are also going to be having the bunker down from the Blaze at this time. They go ahead and they actually steal away this camp. This will be pushing top wave, which potentially could be the next Zerg wave, as it looks like that will be a Temporal Loop going out onto the Li Ming, who gets bodied, and that will be Li Ming falling before this Zerg wave. Now, should be able to be back up in time as it is approaching, but gonna be a little late to the party, as the members of Amazing need to kind of play this from behind the gate. They've got some options here. If they can just get if they can get Stormtroopy just out of position, that's the big thing. If they can just catch Stormtroopy out of position, I think that's the really big thing, and that will kind of allow them to start fighting this into their backline a little bit. While you can already see it on the map right now, or at least on the screen right now, is Stormtroopy just poking in from that backline. Litnex taking so much damage from that combination. They take down the fort right away, and they start to move in. That will be the Blessed Shield coming out as well. Alex Straza going to be falling. Nukes for Kids not in the best spot, getting body blocked by the Joanna. Frank Duke's going to get that condemned to pull them right back in. Meanwhile, though, Stormtroopy dumping sand onto HZE. Nukes for Kids able to get over the wall. Frank Duke's not able to body block forever, as that will be the condemn just in the air from the concussion mine from HCE. They continue to push this up further, as Alex Straza will be coming back right now. And at this point, Nukes for Kids doesn't want to stagger a death, and they... Ooh, Chromie just almost getting that snipe kill. A little bit extra damage would have been what they needed. That will be a Temporal Leap going out onto the Junkrat. It won't be enough, as they go ahead and dive in and stall that out. That will be 12-10, and are they going to try and end off? No. Just about to say. I don't understand the Tyrael pick at all, let alone the solo one. So I don't understand the Tyrael in a solo tank situation. I would have thought that there would have been a more bruisey. I honestly thought it was going to be a Blaze. That's my 2 cents. I thought Blaze would have been on their team, or you know, a Sonya. That's still viable as well. I get the Tyrael though, because you can get the Holy Ground at level 4, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? Word Angel, reciprocate. Excuse me, no, is it... Wait, was it just not taken? Yeah, I don't think it was taken. Also, there's that minigun in the back of my headphones. Sorry. Either way, the reason that I would argue it is because the Aldruin's Might onto these points is really, really good. Tyrael is a very, very good control type hero. They had drafted the Junkrat at first, and then they went into the Tyrael Alex Straza, and they had a lot of good point control, and I honestly thought they were going to play this a little bit slower, but they picked up the Li Ming, which threw me off a little bit, and then the Thrall as well. I guess not the two of them. I kind of expected the Thrall. I think I actually might have talked about that for either team, but something a little bit more bruisery I think would have been more beneficial for the members of Amazing here, mostly because I don't think that they just have that front line to really go into this. And the other thing too is the Thrall is getting pushed back quite heavily in the solo lane. Meanwhile though, the Zerg wave is not finished just yet. They go ahead and they get the Sunder out, and it won't be enough, as it looks like Hedgie gets over the wall. They get the Twilight Dream, but Chromie going to go ahead and finish that off, and that will be a stagger death just a kill onto the Thrall at this point. They go ahead and poke out. HCE taking so much damage from that combination every single time. They go ahead, rotate out, grab this Bruiser camp. Meanwhile, though, they've got catapult pressure in top that Lasai has to deal with. Now be pushed into bottom. Meanwhile, they just go ahead and they're going to be able to rotate. What are you doing? What is it doing? That was actually what we were hearing when I was talking about Holy Ground. I could hear it in the back of my headphone, and I'm like, why is it still firing? And the Junkrat grenade must have done something? I don't know. Either way, that will be boss grabbed in favor for the members of Macro Trash. That will be pushing into the bottom lane. Rip Wasted Tire, the Junkrat panic cult. I honestly have done that before myself. It's just like, maybe the Rip Tire will save me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Trust me, it doesn't. You just usually get stunned out and then die. Meanwhile, though, Stormtrooper going to continue to just poke into this, open up the gate a little bit more. Boss will be pushing down this lane. Now, the thing is, they can play this as slow as they want on the side of Macro Trash. Just know. Holy Ground is much later. Oh, 13? No, I thought it got switched from the new... I have Tyrael Talents that off? I thought it was so much earlier into the game. That's my bad then. I'm misremembering, but let's go ahead and we're going to start calling this out as we do have quite a few things coming out from these teams. No deaths just yet. Riptire going to be coming out, as well as the bunker. Alex Draza going to be using that. Oh, Joanna not able to get in the bunker in time. Meanwhile, though, the boss still working onto this. Now, the one thing I want to note is that they can go through this. They can play this as slow as they want because there's going to be consistent catapult pressure in top lane. That was the one thing I want to note. But then I got distracted because I was just like, yeah, Holy Ground's totally at 4, which... OP. Yeah, I must have that completely wrong then? Yeah, what did it get moved from? Did it get moved from 16 then? I don't know why. I'm just having a complete brain fart on talents at this time. But either way, Hedgie going to be grabbing the top. Stormtrooper going to be grabbing the bottom. We do have the time trap slowing this out, but this will be the rest of the members grabbing this. Some poke damage is going to be coming out from Stormtrooper as they finish out this siege camp to push in bottom. Meanwhile, though, in top lane, Genji will be going ahead and just holding over this point, scouting out a potential rotation. But overall, they don't really want to push the enemy team closer to 16s. But this is the time they got to fight. A ton of damage going to be coming out onto the Thrall at this time, as it looks like they do go ahead and get that pickup. Holy Ground going to be coming out from the Tyrael at this time, and that will be the Sanctification time just to make sure that they block the Chromie Temporal Loop. But they don't have that for any sort of future battle. That would be the Riptire coming out from the Junkrat as Hedgie dives in into the backline trying to get that kill. Alex Strauss is going to be poking out. Frank Juke's going to be popping the Iron Skin as it looks like Hedgie's able to get out with just a couple hundred health there. Stormtrooper going to be stalling this out. Joanna will be actually grabbed in bottom, giving a reset to Li Ming. Meanwhile, though, we do have Blaze diving in, stalling this out a little bit further. They'd start to get the cap in their favor once again. They end up losing a hero. But with the two that need to come back all the way from core, they're able to just to keep this going. Blaze can also be using that adrenal boost, and that will be Lasai's potential death. No, Bunker going to be coming down, making sure that that cleansing flame isn't going to be dumped onto them. Okay. Junkrat's ult sometimes. Sound keeps playing. Riptire. Yeah, I don't know. There's some lingering sounds. Oh, hey, look at that. Also, that's okay, so that's normal. Maybe it was just a bug that one game? It was just so weird. I don't know why it's doing... Like, is this the new way they're going to show shielding? Either way, alright. A bug blizzard after this. Let's go ahead. We're going to see a potential big final push, maybe. Catapults starting to stack up a little bit in top. They're near the fort at this time. Teep going to be going in bottom lane. They have, I'd say, 25% of their Zerg wave left. Malfurion going to be getting that concussion mine knocked really far back. That will be the Junkrat mine coming out as well, but they start to dive in, and that will be Alex Straza falling extremely early in this. Hedgie going to be getting hit by that Riptire. Going to get the deflect. It won't be enough to get the kill. That will dive right back in. Going to go ahead and just get onto Tyrael as it looks like they get the kill into Genji. Didn't get into the bunker. How did that happen? Holy Ground was moved from 16-13. Thank you, Kriv. That will be Raw falling at this time. Lasai is going to be trying to get some resets off of Frank Jukes, but it won't be happening as they do tap that well. Going to play by this gate, able to go ahead and just not to take any damage there, as we do have the shields falling at this time from the core. We do have no damage. Oh, a little bit of damage coming out. They do dive in onto the Alex Straza here, taking a little bit of damage themselves. Some healing going to be coming out as they do start to aggress further here. That will be the Cleansing Flame coming out. Stormtroopy doesn't have the... Wait. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. That's the Genji. What? Wait. How did I click on... I was Blizzard. I'm clicking on Chrome. Okay, I wanted to see if the timeout was up, but apparently if you click on Chromie's icon, it just takes you to... You might be... Oh, you know what? I'm combining everything, Kriv. You're right. That is exactly it. That's why I'm thinking of 4 talents. Yep. That makes complete sense. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to get into this a little bit further. We do have 53% left onto the court for the members of Amazing. They have catapult pressure amounting in bottom. They have a camp to push this out a little bit themselves, but there's a response from the members of Macro Trash to push into that. That should kind of push out with the catapult pressure that is available to them. Meanwhile, though, they're just going to rotate around this map, trying to get as much just camp pressure availability. That's Game Blizzard, a small indie company, exactly. HCE. Well, here's the Storm dev team is extremely small from my understanding. And that's in where the problems lie. Hot says the skeleton crew working on the game. It's actually just a bunch of MEIs programming. I don't know how to program. All right, let's go ahead. We'll continue into this. Camp's going to be grabbed. I mean, there's really nothing on the table besides the boss at this time. Beacon's going to be activating. 53% on the core. Junkrat going to be delaying this out as best as they can. I don't know what kind of shielding is available. It is actually at full shields. Just going to go ahead and leave that. No, I want to leave that. There we go. Just look at this really quickly. Okay, so they've got a decent amount of shielding on that. Genji already going to be on this point. Stormtrooper going to be on this bottom point. But they're looking for a fight. They want to take a fight here and try and turn this around. And this is exactly where they can do it. They can get when maybe the Chromie split from them. This is the fight that they definitely need. Junkrat going to have that concussion mine out. They're already just setting themselves up for just some sort of defense at this time. Meanwhile, though, Chromie did get that bottom rotated up. Going to be coming in for the fight. Once again, I'll note I'm going to note the exact same thing. They've got catapult pressure in bottom. They only need to hold one of these on the side of Macro Trash because of the fact that there will be consistent catapult pressure in bottom. It's already stacking up quite a bit. Looks like it's going to be aggressing out of the core quite soon, as we do currently have Spurback getting pushed away from the team. Genji going to be going into that top lane. Junkrat will be falling here. There will be the Dragon Blade getting quite a bit of damage, as it will be Genji falling, but Shade going to be capping the point. The, oh my god, the Sanctification going to be used, but it won't be enough to keep Li Ming alive. Silence will be out from the Malfurion. There was Spurback in the Ice Block, but it won't be enough to keep them alive, as it is a 2-for-2 trade at this time. Litnix should be falling out of that dragon form quite soon. Top lane going to be held over. That will be the temporal loop going out onto the Alexstrasza, but they're actually going to be connecting onto Kaizen as well. Shade going to be split off from the team, maybe looking to get that pick onto the Alexstrasza. Not going to be happening as Joanna goes ahead, pops the Iron Skin, fighting into Nukes for Kids. There is going to be the self-healing out onto Shade. There will be the dive out as well with the Jet Propulsion and the oil spill right behind them. Nukes for Kids will be falling at this time. Stormtrooper going to go ahead and B-step a couple times. Use that timeout as it looks like they go ahead. They grab this, and they're going to set their sights on potentially ending here, at least the way that they're kind of posturing around the map, or they're just going to look to push up a little bit further. Lennox taking quite a bit of damage at this time. If Shade can get a charge in and make a connection, they might be able to get the kill, but that will be the well grabbed for the Alexstrasza. Combo going to be coming out onto Stormtrooper here. In a little bit of a worried spot. Ooh, that will be the kill from Li Ming getting that reset, but Lasai... Ooh, that's actually a sundering as well. This is really, really big for them, but here's the thing. They may get these kills. That is going to be Chromie falling. Frank Juke's not going to be making it out alive, I don't think, and that will be Joanna falling. Hedgie and Shade in this bottom lane going to be looking for maybe a kill, but here's the thing. 100% Zerg wave, 20 minutes into the game. This thing is already pushed up onto core. Meanwhile, below that, you've got Shade and Hedgie and Spurback pushing in. Junkrat going to go ahead and use the Riptire to try and get a little bit of clear onto this. We'll be just buying them a little bit of time. That is going to be the shield still available. They are still getting pushed back here by Nukes for Kids and Krazen, but that will be core starting to fall. Guardians, I think, are really the only thing left available. Shields have left. They don't have two members. This could be a little risky for the members of Macro Trash if they really want to try and end off of this. They go ahead and they back right out of here. They're not going to be trying to just end off a potentially bad win condition. I guess I wouldn't call it a win condition. They had the Zerg wave go up. It got a couple percent, but overall it didn't realistically get, I think, the value they were looking for, and also got cleared out quite quickly by the members of Amazing. Macro should get letting someone return back for fighting. Yeah. Zing is have to play broken English. It's okay. My English is horrible as well. But either way, we are going to be having the rest of the members. They're going to be grabbing these camps. It's going to be camps from both sides of the map. If I were Blaze after that first death, I go core. Macro Trash, 2 OP for me. Swoop TV. Just cheering on these teams. I love it. All right, 20s though going to be achieved first for the members of Amazing. Probably not going to be too far behind on the side of Macro Trash. I mean, it's a hair. Blaze shoulder bash was nice. Yeah, the jet propulsion from Blaze, from Shade this game has been great. They're on this camp. They do scout this out. It's 20 to 20. I'm just trying to look for anything that's kind of big here. Extra time traps out from Chromie. Just the upgraded Dragon Blade from Hanzo. Upgraded Twilight Dream. Riptire going to be coming out at this time. Henji going to be diving into that backline, going to be using the Dragon Blade. Protect status going to be coming out. Boss going to be doing quite a bit of damage as the angle of the shots are going to be going out, but that is going to be so much boss control in favor for the members of Amazing. But the dashes, the dives, they blow them up. Temporal Loop going to be coming out. That will be 4 members falling. They chase onto Alex Raza. The healing will be there. Hedgie a little bit low here, going to get shrunk. And the Condemn will pull them in. That will be the 5th member falling, while the camp in bottom lane is going to be pushing this in. Shields are already coming down onto the core. And it looks like this is going to be game number 2, going over to Macro Trash. GG, well played.